Hey guys, it's Alika. Welcome back to my channel, and today's video we're going to be doing a get ready with me for work with like a simple makeup routine. Alright, first is skincare, because skin prep is like one of the most important things. Excuse me. So, first, I'm going to go in with this Bubble Break Even Balancing Toner. And you're supposed to use a cotton pad for this, but I just pump it out and put it into my hand because I prefer applying my skincare products with my hands. I almost forgot to put eye drops in because I get dry eyes, so I don't want to be like uncomfortable at work. And now it looks like I was crying. Next is this Mixune Centella, I don't know how to say that word, toner. I've been trying to pat, also that's not a booger, that's just my nose ring. There we go. I've been trying to pat instead of rubbing, but it's such a bad habit of rubbing my toners in because apparently patting like makes it sink in more. Also, this was the Ordinary, I don't know, Ferment 30% Milky Toner. Next, I'm gonna go in with the Ordinary Niacinamide 10% plus Zinc 1%. Next, I'm going to go in with a secret product that actually has not come out yet. I can't wait to show you guys that product. That was my first time using it, but I'm so excited. And I'm really hoping that it works really well, so keep an eye out on my TikTok for like a promotional ad for it. Next is this Bioma Moisturizing Rich Cream. Lastly, one of the most important steps is sunscreen. This is the Ultraviolet SPF 50 Supreme Hydrating Facial Screen Broad Spectrum. This stuff is amazing. This is so good. I really suggest this. Like, this doesn't leave any white cast on my skin, and I don't think it would on a darker complexion either. And it is just so hydrating and so good. And also, don't forget your neck. Another thing to not forget is to hydrate. Do not stay dehydrated, girl. Alright, let's move on to the makeup piece. So, it is currently 8:09 and I have to leave by around 9:05. And I still gotta do my hair. So, I'm gonna try and speed this up. But first, we're gonna do brows. So, I'm gonna go with this e.l.f. Instant Lift Brow Pencil in the shade Taupe. And I'm mostly just gonna do the front of my eyebrows where it's kind of blank. And it's okay if you go like outside the lines a little bit because we're gonna carve our brows with concealer anyway. Next is this Benefit Brow Setter Gel. I think that's what it's called. The label came off it. But I'm just gonna like brush forward a little bit in my eyebrows and then brush back. I have an eyebrow hair like sticking straight up. Next, we're gonna carve our brows. So I'm gonna use this Huda Beauty Faux Filter Concealer in the shade Meringue 2.1N, and I'm just using this very old Sephora concealer brush, and I'm just gonna carve them out. So I'm gonna take the tip of the concealer brush and go down my eyebrow in kind of like a sketching motion, and then I'm gonna get some more concealer on like the flat part of it and kind of just go along that sketched part. And then for the top, I kind of take the angle of the flat concealer brush and just go along the top of my brow, and then I take the flat part again and I just go down the front of my brow, and then I kind of connect it into the other side. Alright, eyebrows are carved and they're looking snatched. Like, they're looking probably one of the best they've ever looked. So now I'm going to blend it out. You can either use a beauty blender or a concealer brush for it, but I'm going to try and not touch the top corners because I usually do. I kind of really like this really carved look, so I'm going to try not to touch those top corners. And if you see that like any of your carving is uneven, you can just go back in with your brush and then blend it out again. I just realized we forgot to prime! So I can't prime my forehead, of course, but I'm gonna prime like this area right here. So I'm gonna use this One Size Secure the Sweat Dry Till Dawn primer, and you only have to use a little amount. This never used to work for me because I used to use too much, and just warm it between your fingers and then lightly pat it in. Do not rub it. And now we wait for a minute for that to dry. Alright, now we're gonna go in with the rest of our base products. So first I'm gonna use this Rimmel London Multitasker Better Than Filters Primer Highlighter Plus Glow Booster. And this is gonna go under our foundation. And then I'm just gonna blend it out all over my face. Next, I'm gonna go in with this One Size Turn Up the Base Full Bead Liquid Foundation, and you just gotta shake this really well before you use it, but there's not a lot left, so I can't use the pump. I gotta like screw the top off and then kind of like wipe the straw thing on my face, which I know is not very hygienic, but it's all I have left to do, so. Then we're gonna blend this all over our face and try to like kind of avoid your really up close under eye, but it's okay if you get it under your eye because like it may look a little bit cakey, but it's kind of like personal preference because some people actually really like cakey makeup. Like I don't really mind it that much. Once that is all blended out, now we're gonna go in with our Fenty Beauty contour stick. Oh, sorry, it's a match sticks in the shade Amber 01, which I'm pretty sure is the lightest shade. And I'm going to apply it right under my cheekbones, all over my forehead like a big rainbow, and then down my nose. But I don't connect it into my eyebrows yet. I'd like blend it out into my eyebrows. And I'm just taking this Real Techniques number 200 brush to blend it out, and I'm not going to drag it down my cheek. You can drag it down to your jawline, but like don't drag it down to your smile line. Also, the beauty blender that I'm using, I think I just got from Walmart. Like with beauty blenders, it all comes to like personal preference because some people like stiff beauty blenders and some people like really soft beauty blenders. I kind of like in the middle, but leaning towards soft. Now we're going to take this Huda Beauty blush filter in the shade Strawberry Cream, and we're going to apply this high on our cheekbones and almost blend it into our under eye area, but not too much. And then I'm going to put a little bit on the tip of my nose. Now it's time to conceal. So we're going to use 3 different concealers. We're going to use our Huda Beauty one, our e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer in the shade Fair Rose, and then our Revolution IRL Filter Finish in the shade C2. So the Revolution one gets applied just on the outer corners of our eyes. Then the e.l.f. one gets applied just on the inner corners of our eyes. And the e.l.f. one is like the brightest out of all the concealers, and that's why I'm only putting it on the inner corners of my eyes, so it can like brighten my eye up. Then we're gonna take our Huda Beauty concealer and just put that in the middle of both of those concealers, and then probably put a little bit on my forehead, a little bit on the mustache area, and then a little bit on the chin, and then we're just gonna blend this all out. So when I blend my eye out, I kind of blend these two first a little bit, then I blend this in. Also, when you're blending your under eye concealer, a good tip is to look up so you can like really get into your under eye. I also find like going like this to kind of stretch out your face is really helpful. And I actually blend my under eye concealer like all over my eyelid too. And also I blend it over my nose, which that probably defeats the process of like the nose contouring. And also, as you can see, I kind of like blend it down. I kind of blend my concealer almost all over my face, but that's just what I do. So if you don't want to do it, don't do it, girl. Next, before we powder our whole face, we're gonna go in with our powder, bronzer, and blush. So this is the Too Faced blush in the shade Milk Chocolate Soleil, and I'm just using this old Sephora brush and putting, oh god, that was a lot, and putting it where we put the Fenty Matchsticks contour. We can go like a little more broad with the placing though, but yeah. Then for powder blush, I'm gonna go in with this NYX Buttermelt blush in the shade My Butter Half, and this stuff is very pigmented, so I kind of just like tap my brush in and then wipe it off on the top of the container, and I'm just gonna keep my blush high up and then put some also on my nose. Next is one of the most important steps for making your makeup last, and this is the Huda Beauty, I think this is the Easy Bake powder. I was gonna say faux filter powder, but that's my concealer. This is the Easy Bake powder in the shade Pound Cake. This stuff is magic, to be honest. I'm a very oily girl, and this stuff can really help keep my makeup not as oily as other concealers would. So I'm just going in right now and re-blending out my eye to get rid of all those creases. Quickly taking a powder puff, dipping in, patting it on the back of my hand, and then I'm going straight in, right under my eye, and then I'm gonna do this to my whole face, because yes, I do powder my whole face. And also, to get your powder out, just take a brush and then press it down into the net, and then just swirl it around, and you'll get like a bunch of powder out. And I even powder over the powder, blush, and bronzer. Like, when I say I powder everything except my eyebrows. Alright, now time for highlighter. So I use this Physicians Formula Translucent Pearl Mineral Glow Pearls. And I'm just going in with like a little brush from the dollar store and putting it on my Cupid's bow area, the tip of my nose. I'm just gonna blend it out with my finger a little bit, the bridge of my nose, and then my inner corners. And my brow bone. And then why not just put a little bit on our cheeks too. Okay, now it's time for lashes, and this is kind of personal preference. Some people can use like just the falsies, but I'm actually gonna put on some clusters. These are from Amazon. They're the, I don't know how to say that either, self-adhesive lash extensions. And then I'm just gonna go in with this Jamari Cluster Lash Bond. It's the waterproof, long-lasting one. Even though they're self-adhesive, I still use Lash Bond. And I'm just gonna stick them on with a pair of lash tweezers. Just make sure your lash tweezers are clean, so like no lash clusters stick to them. And I will be back when my clusters are done, but the lash map is probably going to be 16, 16, 14, 14, 12, 10. That is my guess. But if I don't use that lash map, I probably won't remember what other lash map I use. But I'm pretty sure that one's really pretty anyway. So yeah, I'll see you guys when I'm done this. Alright, lashes are done, and I ended up using 16, 16, 14, 12, 10. I think it was that, or it was either 16, 16, 14, 14, 12, 10. It was something like that. But now I'm going to go in with this nasty looking duo underlash bond and seal, and I'm just going to use the seal. Next is lips, so I'm just going to remove the makeup off my lips with just this Garnier micellar water, and then we'll do our lip combo. Alright, this lip combo is brand new. It's in my purse, so I'm just grabbing it. The only part that's not brand new is the lip oil. But first is this NYX Suede Matte Lip Liner in the shade Sandstorm. Then it's the, what brand is this? I don't know, the brand isn't on the container. I think it might be CoverGirl. But it's in the shade 200 Satin Slipper. And it's just this lipstick. And I'm just gonna apply it on the inner parts of my lips. And then instead of going like to rub it, I'm gonna go to like blend it in. And then on top, I'm just gonna use this Dior Lip Glow Oil Color Revival Cherry Oil in the shade 015 Cherry. It looks cloudy because I put this on top of a lot of lip combos. Here is the finished makeup, so now let's do our hair. Okay, for my hair, I'm just gonna straighten it, so I'm gonna use this Baby Bliss Pro Nano Titanium Straightener. But first, I'm going to put some dry shampoo in. This is just the Batiste one in the original scent. Then I'm gonna make sure my part is really good. Alright, then I'm going to part my hair on the bottom. And then I'm gonna use some Olaplex oil for heat protectant. Then I'm just gonna start straightening my hair. Also, the straightener will be on 40. Also, time check is 8:46, so we gotta be gone by 9:05. So I gotta speed a little bit. Okay, hair is done, so that is actually going to be it for this video because I can't change my outfit because I don't want you guys knowing where I work just for safety reasons. But make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on post notifications so you get notified every single time I post, share, and comment. And I will see you guys in the next video. That's it. Bye. Thank you.